resellers. This is episode 272 of eBay the Right Way. Today's date is June 3rd, 2026. My guest today is Donna in Ohio. Before we get started, I wanted to share a quick life update. As this episode goes live, I'll be heading to an appointment with an orthopedic spine specialist for epidural injections in my back. For the past 3 years, I've been dealing with significant foot and leg pain that was originally misdiagnosed as neuropathy. After seeing 8 different kinds of doctors and searching for answers, I've finally been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, which is compressing the nerves that lead to my legs and feet. The injections are the first step in treatment, and I'd never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually looking forward to having needles stuck in my back if it means getting some relief. Over the past 2 months, my symptoms have worsened dramatically. The pain and weakness have progressed to the point where I can no longer walk unassisted. I've been using a walker around my home, and my sister, daughter, and Uber have become my transportation team because operating the pedals in my car is no longer possible. It has been a humbling adjustment, to say the least. Through all of this, I've been incredibly grateful to work from home and have the flexibility to arrange my day around what my body needs. Sitting in a chair with heat on my back happens to be the least painful position, which is fortunate when your job involves a computer. I've been able to continue producing content, running my business, shopping for inventory online, creating lessons, designing Happy Mail, recording podcasts, and helping the eBay community while dealing with chronic pain, and all those things have been a welcome distraction. Especially the Zoom calls with resellers. Talking with other eBayers about our passion is the highlight of my week. I won't bore you with all the details, but I will say how relieved I am to finally have some answers. How thankful I am for the doctors who are detectives and kept searching for the cause, and how blessed I am to have a supportive family nearby. There's something powerful about finally being able to connect all the dots and understand why my body has been behaving the way it has. I rarely ask for anything personal, but if you're the praying type, I'd appreciate your prayers. If not, I'll gladly accept good thoughts and positive vibes as I navigate this next chapter. Thank you for being a part of this community and for all the kindness you have shown me over the years. Now let's move on to something lighter and chat with Donna.
Donna, who was on last in May of 23. Can you believe it was 3 years ago?
It's been crazy.
Yeah, and you're still out there?
Yeah,
Treasure hunting and all. Yeah.
you're quick.
Okay, so let's go over where you are.
I am in Harrison, Ohio, near Cincinnati.
Okay, good.
I'm about probably 15 to 20 minutes away from Cincinnati.
Okay.
So pretty close.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. And when did you start selling?
I was looking back and I cannot remember. I know it's been probably around 7 or 8 years, but at least 5. I don't know. I don't know what the actual date was. So I'll have to go back in
You're
my,
kidding. You don't remember that?
well, it went so quick. I mean, we lost 3 years. It just seemed like yesterday since I talked to
I
you.
know, right. Yeah. Some people remember. I remember because of what was going on in my life at the time. It was
Oh,
March of
yeah.
20, no, it was March of '03.
Yeah.
And I was going through a divorce and all kinds of stuff were happening. So I just remember that because it was tied to other things that I
Right.
remember the dates of. But
Right.
when it becomes like, wow, I don't know, I just been doing it a long time, that's a good thing because it's just,
Yeah.
it's part of your life now.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like I've been in a little the last couple of years trying to find my footing again. So I'm getting back to it, but I've been trying to work it every day and I'm seeing my sales go up. So that's encouraging.
Good. So you
That's
were away for a while.
I wasn't really away, just kind of doing it part time. Of course, I have a nice big wealth pile that I need to tackle.
So I need to come over with a U-Haul and help you out, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm serious when I say that to people. Like, hey, I'll come shop your pile if you want. I did
Oh,
it when I was in Atlanta. I'd go
yeah.
to people's houses and shop their pile and pay them a little bit more than they paid for it. And everybody
Yeah.
was happy.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
So that's just me being rude and inviting myself over.
I'll let you know if I get to that point.
Kidding, but not kidding.
Kidding,
Right.
not kidding.
Okay. So you have a pretty big pile, which, the more I do this business, the more I accept that. And that's not a
Yeah.
bad idea because if
Well,
you have a
I
health
think
issue or you break your leg or something, you've got stuff
right,
to work on. Yeah.
right, right. I started this to help pay for my daughter's gymnastics many years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and a friend came to me and offered to. She said, I know gymnastics is expensive, and your daughter keeps moving up the levels, and I thought maybe you'd want to hear about this. So that's why I started. But then when she got out of gymnastics, I kept going. Mostly, I mean, I had bills to pay, but we have two daughters that are missionaries. And I wanted to be able to give them some kind of donations every week. So, and it's a huge deal. Like they really appreciate it. So that kind of keeps me going. So that's where I've done like the bare minimum, and now I'm getting to a point where I'm trying to like really push myself to make a business where I'm helping them and me and whoever else I want to help. eBay is never like, so like you'll have great sales for a while and then you may not have anything for a week. And then sometimes you've got, you're on top of the world. It's so random and there's no rhyme or reason to it. So I haven't figured that
Absolutely.
out yet. If there is, you can tell me.
So the other day I had something weird happen. I hadn't had sales in 2 days, which, that happens. And then you get a
Yeah.
whole bunch. And so in the middle of the night, I got 2 sales from 2 different people at 3:07 a.m. It was exactly the same time.
Oh, wow.
I just think it's something with the algorithm. It just gives you some for a period of time. And I don't
Yeah.
know
I've
because
tried to figure that out, but I don't know what it is.
I don't think we can figure it out. It's just you have to accept that if when you have a dry spell, eventually it's gonna pass
Right.
and you're gonna get
Yeah.
sales again. You just have to have faith in the system. And these days, there's so many sellers and
Mm-hmm.
so many products with a lot of competition. And you
Yeah.
got to factor all those things in. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, what the heck? Both of them at the same, 2 different people, two
That's
different parts of the
wild.
country. And it was kind of almost as if the eBay gods were like, you know, here's a couple of sales for you to keep you
Yeah.
hooked.
That's funny.
Okay, so you started this to help pay for some things for your daughters,
Yeah.
and is the gymnastics daughter still doing it?
No, she's not. She hasn't done it for a while.
Hey, you know what?
She's moved on to other things. So
How old is she? Is she the one turning
she's
16?
She's going to be 18 this year.
Okay, 18.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm really
Well,
close to the empty nest thing, and I've got more time now to work on it than I ever have. So that's where I'm kind of trying to figure out how to get my sales to go up. But I posted on your page probably a month ago about doing an inventory. It was probably around the time I was doing my taxes, but I started taking one box and just going through every single box and making sure the items were listed. And I could not believe how many were not listed.
yes.
So it made me mad. And I thought, daggone it, how does this work? What did I do wrong? So today I actually sold something that I had pulled from a box that when I originally typed in that customer label number, it didn't come up.
Mhm.
So now all of a sudden it actually sold. So, I mean, thankfully I had a bin that I had put everything in. And when it wasn't in the box, I went to that bin, but it just frustrated me. And I thought, gosh, something's going on. But what I noticed is when I'm actually typing in those numbers in my actives and that listing comes up, there's been quite a few things that have sold since I've done that. So I'm not really sure if it's something with the algorithm, people actually seeing it or clicking it or what, but it just seemed really strange that was something that, just randomly happens.
So you're
So,
just going into the listing and editing it, revising it, and putting
yeah,
something in that custom label field.
right. Well, it
And
had something in the custom label field. I always type a number in there.
you're changing
So,
it.
no, I haven't changed it at all. I go into my active listings and I type in the number in the active listing search and it brings up that listing. And sometimes I don't even click on the listing just to make sure that it's still actively on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then within a couple days it sells.
So you're not going
Bizarre.
into the listing, you're just looking
No.
at it as the seller.
Yeah.
That's an interesting little magic trick.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. And
Okay.
actually that's happened quite a few times here in the last month. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't figured it out how to get those sales, but I know those little quirky things every once in a while do the trick. So,
Well, I know eBay says that going in and revising it, jiggling the price, changing the
yeah.
picture, just doing a little something to it, but you're not even doing that.
Nope.
Hmm.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's something to try and see if it works.
Right. Yeah. So, and then I started doing, somebody posted something on one of the comments about Nifty. Have you heard about that?
Nifty, Nifty.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it cross posts like on different platforms. So you can actually pick which platforms you want to sell on. And then it connects them all. And it's supposed to like delete once something sells, it deletes them on all the platforms.
Okay.
Which I'm enjoying that too, because my sales are going up. I've never, I tried Poshmark a while back and I didn't like it, but I thought I'll just give it another try. I really want to increase my sales. So I did Poshmark and Macari. And the only thing is I'm finding there are tricks with that too, because I had something listed twice somehow. And when it deleted it I sold it on one platform, but it didn't delete the second listing. So I had a little mishap with that, but everything in reselling is like trial and error. You just got to go until you figure it out. So that's why your podcasts are good, because people talk about different things and you can learn from other people.
Right.
So,
And then you can try it. And if it doesn't work, then you can mark
right.
that off your list. Well, that
Try
didn't work.
something else.
Next thing. What's the next thing?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, you are a committed poster on the Facebook group
Yeah.
with lots of great sales. Do you want
They
to talk
aren't
about some
like,
of those?
Sure. Every week I kind of think, oh, this is not a big deal. It's not a big sale. Nobody wants to see it because it's not like a BOLO kind of thing. But the reason I keep posting is because I think we need encouragement, especially because eBay is a hit and miss kind of thing sometimes, and other times, it's great, but those little sales add up.
Mhm.
So, I might sell a Lovey for, $10, and it's not a huge profit, but if I only paid 23 cents for it,
Mhm.
it just shows you what you can do.
Well, and
So,
that's a point of contention for many sellers.
yeah,
I'm in other groups too, and I mostly just read. I
right.
don't say I lurk, but I'm just
Yeah.
reading. What are people talking about? And I was on this one group, and somebody posted that very concept of, do you think it's worth selling these lower cost items? When you get them so cheap. And
Yeah.
it was completely divided, one side
Yeah.
or the other. And the no people were just like, I don't have time for that. And they were kind of snarky, actually. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
why anybody would waste their time on that.
Right.
And, they were just poo-pooing the whole concept.
Right.
And so I did say something, but it was like, I keep records, and usually I have about $600 in profit every month from sales like that.
Yeah.
And because I want to know if it's worth my time to do them. And so I keep track. And
Right.
some days that's all you get are the little ones. And
Right.
so over a year, that's $7,200.
Right.
Over 10 years, that's $72,000.
Right.
So yes, it
Yeah.
does add any brick you can add to the pile is going to
Right.
help. But
Right.
I get it if these people are part-time, they don't have
Mhm.
time for all the little stuff. They want to
Right.
focus on the higher dollar items. They're
Mhm.
very busy. I understand why, but don't begrudge another seller because they're doing it different. And I really thought about this. And bottom line is, I just love reselling.
Yeah.
I love the process of finding something and selling it and packaging it nicely and shipping it, and the person is happy. That's what I'm loving. And
Right.
sometimes it's lower dollar items, but
Yeah.
it's making me happy
Right.
because
Well,
I love the business.
I don't know if you get feedback on it, but lately I've gotten little things like, this was my daughter's toy that she played with when she was little, and she's graduating, and I just want to give it to her for a memory. And I had a couple of those, like in 1 month, a couple different sales that people reached out and said, I thank you so much for reselling. And to me, it makes it worth it. It may be something that I didn't make a ton of money on, but it rehomed to somebody that mattered,
Mhm. Mhm.
So I kind of like that feeling too.
Yeah. And we all want to make as much money as possible,
Right.
but still, I was out yesterday and I picked up a few items for 50 cents that will sell for $25. I have no shame doing that.
Yeah.
And it's right there in front of me. I know I can flip it, and so I get
Right.
it. And
Yeah.
obviously you want to pick items that are not so labor intensive to photograph or don't need to be
Mhm.
cleaned, or you want to pick what you can do quickly.
Right.
And that's the bottom line is you don't just want to
Mhm.
sell anything. You want to think about it first. But yeah, I
Right.
came to the realization that, not every sale is going to be $100.
No.
And, if you enjoy doing it, I've got my music on, I'm doing my listings, I'm enjoying my day with my fun
Yep.
coffee. And
Yep.
that's what I love, is the lifestyle.
Right.
I'm a little passionate there. So,
I agree with you.
so,
I
okay. Well,
agree.
we never got into what things you sold other than a lovey.
Some of this just today, I actually had a repeat. This kind of surprised me, but today I had a repeat buyer who bought two in two separate orders, so it wasn't shipped together, but little golf visors. My friend had a yard sale a while back and gave me all of her leftovers. And at first I kind of thought, oh, these are no big deal. Well, then I started looking them up and I thought, oh, well, I could get about $20 for this. And it was free. So I had sold one about a month ago to the same lady. And then she just bought 2 more today. So I've got that to go out this afternoon. After we do this, I'll drop it off at the post office. But that kind of, I've learned not to dismiss those things. Things that I don't think will sell actually do sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I sold those. I'm still, I think I told you on the last podcast we did, I still look for Mr. Potato Head and the Play-Doh. I'll lot those up, and even the little kitchen dishes. And I've sold them anywhere from 30 to, well, my most recent, I think, was potato heads. It was a huge lot, but I sold it for $62.90, which, you just garage sales, or you get those bags of toys in the different thrift stores, and I just grab them for $1 or less and then just put them all together for a big lot. So I still sell those. I had a $18 plush Disney store Kermit the Frog that I sold. One time I was at it was a thrift store. They do 50% off once or on the holidays. And they had all of the Disney store characters. And I can't remember what I paid for it. It was super cheap, but I grabbed them. There were probably like, I don't know, maybe 6 of them, 8, but I sold them for $55. So, and it wasn't like a long time period that I had them. So that was nice too, storage wise. A recent sale that I just had, we had gone to a church rummage sale, which I love rummage sales. But I sent my daughter in one room and I went in the other room. She went for the toys. Her and my granddaughter was with us. And my daughter knows, because I've taken her so much, what to look for. And there was a La La Loopsy doll. It was brand new in the box, and it was a Little Red Riding Hood. And they had $2 on it. And my daughter said to my granddaughter, grab that. And she goes, why would she want this? And she said, I'm telling you, grab it. Well, they came in the other room and Amelia said, Mom, look what I found. And she said it's only $2. Well, it ended up selling for $90.
Oh,
So,
was it a limited edition?
I don't know if it was a limited edition, but when I looked it up, there are quite a few La La Loopsy. If you get them in the original boxes, they'll sell. I'm thinking maybe it was themed because it was Riding Hood. So maybe that had something to do with it. But that was a $90 purchase or a sale for $2. So things like that.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. And then I sell a lot of yarn, and usually I just grab them if they're $1 or less. Sometimes you can get them in big bags, or somebody will sell, a whole box at a garage sale for a certain amount. I actually learned that by making my own crochet blankets and like needing extra, running out in the store, not having it. So actually having to look online for a certain color or brand or whatever. I don't know. Mostly I sell adult clothing, and that's I look for new with tags a lot. That's like a big seller, is a lot of new stuff.
Let me go back to your clothing. Do you focus on certain brands, certain sizes, or just?
No, I mean, I look for the good brands. I look for quality mostly, because you can go down a row of clothes and just without even touching, you can tell quality.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's when I'm thrifting, I look for quality. Now, I do have family members that know that I resell for my missionary kids. So a lot of times they'll donate stuff to me. So a lot of times I'll get clothes that are brands that I wouldn't buy in the thrift store, but I'll throw them up just because they're free and they sell. So I've learned not to judge that have to get, if it's free, I'll sell it. But if I'm in the thrift store, I actually look for quality things. And then St. Vincent's has I don't know how often they do it, but they have like all of their dresses either half price. I think it's half price, 50% off. So I'll go in on those days and $2.50 for a dress. And a lot of times it's not always fancy name brands. Occasionally you'll get, some, but I found quite a few Lily Pulitzer that way, which are good. They sell pretty good.
Yes, they do.
So, yeah.
I saw an ad the other day on Facebook for Lily Pulitzer's summer 26 line or whatever. And I'm like, how different can this look after all these years
Right.
and all these patterns? Like,
they're all the same colors.
Lily when you see it. Sometimes
Right.
that crown and ivy will fool you. You'll think that's Lily. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Or it'll be there's another brand that looks a lot like that. I can't think of it, but it's not expensive.
Yeah.
But
right.
You can just walk down the rack there and spot them right away. They're all the same colors.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the patterns are going to be different. There are some older ones that are glow in the dark. Did you know that?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
One has fireflies on it. I found that once, and I didn't even realize it till I took it in my laundry room to do something and didn't turn the light on. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's glow in the dark. Wow. And I think the other one is like fireworks.
That's fun.
But yeah, that's fun. Those could go for a little bit more because they didn't make a whole lot of them. But yeah, you learn something every day in this business, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I did have a friend of mine donated totes rain jackets.
Mm-hmm.
And those sold for pretty good money, which that surprised me because I didn't think anybody really bought those anymore.
What kind of price did you get on those?
Oh, I didn't write it down.
More than 25?
More than 30.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
That's kind of a lower end brand. I wonder what the appeal is. Were they new Italian?
I no, they weren't.
Uh-huh.
But they were kind of vintagey. So I don't know. Maybe that was it. I don't know. I was kind of surprised.
Let me ask if it was around Halloween.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because people will buy like trench coats to make a costume out of.
Yeah, that could be.
There's certain clothing things I look for all year because just in my experience, people are going to make a costume like any of the Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz type clothing, the pinafore or the ruby slipper, the sequiny shoes for kids, for grown-ups, stuff like that. I'm always looking for or even the cosplay. It doesn't even have to be Halloween. So
right.
Who knows? You just don't know unless you ask somebody.
Why'd
you buy this?
Yeah.
Okay. So totes rain jackets.
Yeah.
I'll put that one on my list.
Yeah. I don't know if it could have been just a fluke kind of thing, but I know it surprised me. And then vintage lingerie. I actually cleaned out my drawers, and I had something that I wore back when I first got married in the 80s. And I can't remember what brand it is. I didn't write it down, but I sold it for $70. So
okay.
I know. I was like, I'll take it.
As everyone rushes to their bedroom to go through their drawers now.
Right. Well, I think a lot of the 80s styles are coming back. I don't know where lingerie fits into that, but I know if you can get a good vintage little nightie, you've got some money in your hands.
Well, and I don't think the brand even matters.
Yeah.
As long as it's the style and the look. And I've started shopping that way now is the look. I look for brands too and high quality materials, but I think there's so many people that just want to dress in an eclectic way, or they're doing the boho thing.
Yeah.
Or, there's some reason and they don't care about the brand. They're looking for the style and is this a vintage look?
Yeah. We were at a rummage sale. I was waiting in line and this girl came up dressed in a poodle skirt and saddle shoes. And I was like, oh, that's different. I haven't seen that in a while. But
Mm-hmm.
she was, I would say she was probably like maybe 17, 18, somewhere in
Mm-hmm.
that age. But it kind of surprised me. So you just don't know what people are going to buy.
Well, and that's one of those things. If you ever see it, get it, because
Right.
cosplay or Halloween or book character day at school, there's all kinds of reasons kids and adults dress up. And
Right.
it goes on all year, or it's a wardrobe for a drama club, either at a high
Hmm.
school or like the city theater, whatever it might be. All these
Right.
little towns that have little theaters.
Yeah.
Um, just people are always looking for that stuff.
Now, I will tell you, my biggest sale was $180 for a size 4T Clifford overalls. Clifford the big red dog.
Yeah, I've heard of these.
Yeah,
Wait, did you put that on the group?
I probably did. It's been
I
a
think that's
while.
where I heard of it then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I found it at a yard sale, and I think I bought it in just a lot of clothes for my grandson, and he wore it and his little brother wore it, and then it got sent back to me. And when I looked it up, I about fell over. I would have never
Okay.
thought about that. But yeah, $180. And I think that was a best offer too. I think it was probably listed over 200. So,
I wonder
oh,
what
another thing I want to mention,
there were just not very many of those made.
I don't know.
Okay.
That I couldn't tell you. But if you see Clifford the big red dog overalls, pick them up. Best Made Toys has a baby rattle, and it's about that big, I think. Very small, squishy. I think it was a rabbit, but I sold it for $70.
Oh, yeah.
And I had somebody, it was in one of those big bag of plush with baby toys and stuffed animals, all of it. And I just grabbed it for something else that was in there. Well, when I looked it up, I think I Google imaged it, and I couldn't believe that it had any value to it. So I had it listed, I don't know, it may have been listed for like 89 or $90. And I had somebody messaging me for a long time, and we finally agreed on 70. So I sold it for 70. But when I went back to look that up in the, it's been a while since I sold that, I could not believe how many of that exact rattle, the lowest that it was sold was 1646, and the average was about $20. So I don't think people really knew like what the value of it is, but I don't
Mhm.
think there are a lot of them out there. If you see a pink little bunny rabbit, look it up. So, and be like, I don't know, I just was floored when I looked and saw that the majority were selling for $20 and I got $70 out of it. So it's like sometimes people, I think, just mark things low to get rid of them
Mhm.
without doing the research. So I just want to give a little plug there for make sure you do your research or you could be missing out on money.
Right. And even if the ones for sale are lower, once
Right.
those are gone, then there's yours.
Right. Right.
Did that go international?
You know what? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write that down either. I just put a note down to mention that.
Hmm.
Another thing, instructional DVDs. I found, I think they were $1 a piece. They were set. Some of them weren't opened, but it was just like a science DVD thing, and I sold the whole set for $89.99. So now when I go to sales like that, I'll look for things that have like the entire series or, whatever like that. So if you can get them for under $10, you're going to make a good amount of money on them. And this week I sold some china, 2 plates for $60. It was Royal Worcester.
Uh-huh.
Heard of those?
Yes.
It was listed for a long time, but it was just they were smaller plates. So I shipped those out this week. My sales are just like I'll sell anything. So I don't have like one specific area that I focus on. I just look around, and like I said, if people donate stuff to me, I had some home interior little statues, the little mice, Christmas mice.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of them online. And I just was like, I'm not going to wait for a sale for this. I put them up right at Christmas time. And I put like 3 sets together and sold them for $40.
Good.
So, yeah. And they, like 6 little mice, you know, it wasn't like a big deal, but you kind of learn to adjust your thinking because I could have done them individually, but just lotting them up, they sold pretty quick and it was $40. So anyway.
Now, how many items do you have up for sale?
I have
About.
over 2,000.
Yeah, you have a lot. So
Yeah, I do.
are you the listed and forget it seller other than when you're taking inventory and finding things?
Sometimes that's an area I'm working on right now. I have been a listed and forget it. For a while, I would end them and revamp them and relist them. And then when I started doing the nifty thing, it's when you end things and relist them, it doubles it on nifty. So you got to be careful there. So I'm all in a learning curve right now with all of it. Yeah. Like I said, if you just put in the information and it brings up just that listing, it gets it sold within a week or so. So
I love that.
yeah, I don't know what that's about, but it has happened.
So tell me about your household, and do you have helpers and do you have support?
I don't. I did. My daughter-in-law was working for me for a while, and then she's doing other things now. I recruit my girls every once in a while, but mostly I get help when we're shopping. They know what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the only time. But otherwise, since my other daughter went to work full time and I'm home alone now, I've got time to do more myself. So
Is eBay your full-time job? Do you work outside the home too, or?
no, it's my full time. And I would say just recently full time because like I said, I've worked it mostly part time, but mostly when like I have time. So family always comes first. So if I've got, they need me to watch the grandkids or whatever, I'll set everything aside and take care of the family. But yeah, I would say I'm kind of crossing into that full-time mode now.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to get a lot of it gone. So
Right.
I do have things that have been listed like 5 years. And I know a lot of people go through it and donate it or get rid of it or whatever. But I have the storage space. So I'm just like, as long as the listing's up, I just let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way I feel. Like I've already done the work, taken the pictures, I've done the listing.
Right.
It's out there. People
Right.
might be looking at it. I mean, I get listings all the time that have 0 views in 30 days. And then it eventually sells because it just takes one person.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I had some lady message me and she said, I have been looking for this shirt for years. She said, I wore it when I was a teenager and I just got back. It was my favorite shirt. I just got back down to that size again. And I am thrilled that you had it for sale. And I don't even remember what it was, but I just remember thinking, oh, wow, that, I wouldn't have ever even thought that somebody would go looking for something like that. But they did. So I'll take the money.
Yeah, I see that on the group all the time about, oh, I've had this for 3 years. This was listed for 4 years. And if you've already done the work and you have the space for it,
right.
What's the harm in just leaving it there?
Right. Right.
I don't know. I think people get rid of stuff. I think Rachel a couple of weeks ago on the podcast was talking about, she gets rid of stuff because she just doesn't have storage space for it.
Yeah.
So.
And I understand that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just part of it.
If I had less space, I'd probably clean out more often. But if it's sitting there and it's listed, I've already done the work. I'm just going to let it ride. So.
Well, and this is the part of no rules eBay. It's all individualized based on what you like to sell, what kind of storage space you have, where you're getting your items. all those factors that
Mhm.
that go into it. And some people just have basements full of stuff.
Yeah.
And again, I'd love to shop there because it's
Yeah.
already pre-picked, like the little snafu I got into with that person on the Facebook group. It's like, hey, I finally wrapped up the conversation with her by saying, fantastic, you do you and I'll do me.
Right.
And that's the way this is there's no right
Yeah.
or wrong. It's whatever
Right.
works for you, but we're all looking for ways to sell more. So
Right. Right.
I feel like,
Well, and I think too, like I've picked up odd things. I found it was like a puppet. I think it had like a hand puppet, but it had a pole that you could move the arms and stuff with. And it
okay,
was a grandpa. And it was so odd that I thought this is going to sell for a lot of money. And I don't know if I Google imaged it at that point in time or just bought it, but it was less than $10. And I think it was probably like $5 or $6. And I thought I'm going to make some money on this. So I brought it home and it sat here longer than I'd like it to sit here. But when it sold, I sold it for $75. So I'm like, you kind of, I don't know. I think the unusual type things where you look at something and say, oh, this is really cool. Somebody's going to want this at some point in time. But it's just
yeah, that's what I love when I'm out treasure hunting is just that inspiration, or it just hits you like, oh, somebody's gonna love this. What did I find the other day? It was a Walmart brand sweatshirt, Christmas, with the Peanuts gang on it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was great. It was brand new, like nobody ever wore it, and it was red, and it was it was all the things. So I was like, I'm gonna get this. Somebody will buy this at Christmas time. So I get home and I'm listing it, and I thought there were sequins on the front, but I was like, wait, these are little tiny light bulbs.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I'm like looking for the controller. It's like on the inside, and I was like, probably doesn't work, which is why I donated it. Nope. Push the button and it was, blinking. And I let out a shriek of joy because yay, it works. And usually you get stuff home and it's like, ah, crap, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's my size, so I can wear it a little before if I want. But yeah, it was just inspirational. Like somebody's gonna love this. I don't care if it's Walmart brand. It's just a sweatshirt, but people love the whole Charlie Brown gang. And the fact that this is a blink a light, this would be perfect for somebody to wear to work or just around at Christmas. So we'll see how that does. And I looked them up and they sell for around 30 to 35. So I think it was $2 at Goodwill. And it was in April and when nobody's buying Christmas stuff. So we'll see it's the little joys that eBay selling brings us.
Right.
I was so excited.
So
my neighbors were probably like, what's she screaming about? But yeah, yay.
Yeah. That's funny. I also want to mention that people, if they go to like rummage sales and church sales, things like that, don't pass up the books. Because I don't sell books because I don't know how people who sell books make any money. Like they always do free shipping on a $3 book. And I'm like, I know you're paying at least $3 on the shipping. But anyway, this one particular sale, they have their books in a separate like hallway. So everybody's in the main room and I'll always sneak out and go down that hallway. And I found these, I guess they were antiques, but they were like Santa Claus and there's like Bible stories and things like that. But they were like probably 3 inches thick. I sold those for some good money. I don't know if I wrote that one down. No, I didn't, but it was up there. It was like $80 or $90 just for one book. So that's something that I always make a point of looking at too, is the older type books, because you just don't know.
Right. Well, and it does take some patience to look through books.
Absolutely.
I sold books at one time, and it was volume of books like on Amazon when all that first started. And
Oh yeah.
you do have to love it, and it's a lot of looking. But once
Right.
you, just like anything else, once you figure it out, it's not so hard. But
Yeah.
that's a good tip, is the older stuff. Anything
I
that was
just look, yeah, I look for the older stuff. I don't even bother going through all the piles and piles. I'm just
right.
like, if
Yeah.
something looks old, then I'll pick it up.
All those mass produced books that were 25 high at Costco, like
Right.
that's not going to get you anywhere.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and also, I find when I look through books, I get too many for myself because,
Oh,
oh, I
I do
want
the
to read
same
this.
thing.
Oh, I've heard about this. And I like a book.
I
I
do
just
too.
don't, I'm not an electronic reader. I just like the
I'm the
experience of
same.
holding the book and turning the pages and going back and wait, what did that say? And so, and then I get to the checkout and I'm like, why did I buy all these? And I realized there, I just like having them around. I
Yeah.
like the energy of a lot of books. It's
Mhm.
knowledge. It's,
Right.
you can pick it up and read a little bit. You don't have to read the whole thing.
It's
You know?
almost like a comfort. I don't
Yes. Yes. It's a comfort. Right. So anyway, okay. Well, we are almost getting to the end here. I forgot to ask you, was there a career before being a mom?
I worked in a lawyer's office, a doctor's office. I've done it all, but the my main job has been raising my kids. I've got 9
Mhm.
kids and 30 years of being a stay-at-home mom. We homeschooled, busy life.
Yeah,
So,
that's the hardest job in the world.
yeah.
And
But
you don't
I'll
get
tell you,
paid.
in all the things that I've ever done, I love reselling the most.
Mhm.
I mean, besides being a mom, but I had, all kinds of little jobs before that. And I just love reselling. There's just nothing like it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, like we talked about the whole process from, it's not just getting the sale. It's the
right,
whole process of, you found this item, you figured out it was valuable, you did
right,
the work to list it, you shipped it, you answered any customer questions or solved any customer problem. It's all these different, it's the shipping department, it's the customer service department, it's
yeah,
procurement, it's
yeah,
photography and marketing and all the things. And
absolutely. And you can do it on your own time in your own way, and you're your own boss. So it's not like you have to worry about getting yelled at by somebody. If you make a mistake, you've learned and you know not to do that the next time. So,
unless you get yelled at by the customer,
well, that's true. That's true.
the virtual smackdown when they figure out
Right.
something's wrong or they assume
Well,
something's wrong. Yeah. And they just completely fly off the handle. You
yeah,
gotta talk them off the ledge. Hey, it's okay. We can fix it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just take pride in my business. I think that customer service is what you have to focus on, and if they're happy, then you're happy. So hopefully
Mhm.
you don't get too many cranky people. I
No,
just
no, you
I
don't.
ordered something the other day and it came broken, and the man still hasn't messaged me back. And then this morning I went on and looked at his feedback, and there's numerous people who have said that it arrived broken and he never answered them.
And he's an
So,
eBay seller.
yeah. So I'm like, that is something you don't want to do. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, customer service, you got to answer people, even if
Mm-hmm.
you think that they're pulling something over on you, you've got to deal with it.
Well,
So,
even just questions during the day. I was at an appointment the other day in the waiting room, and everybody's looking at their phone, and somebody asked a question about something on eBay, and I said immediately, hey, I'm at an appointment right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I get home in a couple hours. Just give them something, because
right.
in this day and age,
I
either
did that
you don't
too.
get an answer
Mhm.
or it's something automated. It's not even a human, and they're
Right.
not answering your question. They're trying to find the automated answer through your keywords. And I just think people like hearing from a human.
Yep. I agree.
Even if it's, I can't help you right this second, I'll be with you shortly. Something.
Right. Absolutely.
I appreciate that as a human.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, well, what do you have lined up for the rest of your day?
Oh, I've got to go to the post office and run some errands. I have a doctor's appointment. So,
Okay.
unfortunately, not thrifting today.
So you're not going to just drop by, or your car is not going to automatically go to a thrift store on your way?
Sometimes it does. I am watching tomorrow Saturday, so I'm looking at the garage sale lists and looking for some rummage sales.
Well, I'm sure you'll do well.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for coming on the podcast. And you're doing a fantastic job. I want to give you a round of applause for sticking with this. And like you said, you love it. It's your passion. So it's not going to change. You're going to, maybe we'll talk again in 3 years. See where you are then. Okay. Well, thanks again and enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I wanted to add something to the discussion about being a stay-at-home mom. During my many years of being a full-time at-home mom, I began to feel unappreciated and undervalued. So one day I typed up a job description like a resume, outlining all the tasks and responsibilities involved. It wasn't for my husband at the time, just for my own self-confidence and self-worth. I titled it Household Manager Job Description. And I want to read this to you because it will hit home and you might get a kick out of it. If you want a copy of it, I'm happy to share. Just contact me. Okay, the professional summary. Manage day-to-day operations of a home by planning, coordinating, and performing tasks to keep the operations running smoothly, all with a frugal mindset. And I've got different headings. First off, childcare responsibilities. Get everyone dressed, fed, and off to school. Assist with homework. Attend teacher conferences and PTA meetings. Handle both sick and well doctor visits. Care for sick children. Taxi children to activities, birthday parties, appointments. Entertain neighborhood kids when at our house. Supervise daily washing and grooming. Make sure kids' rooms are kept organized and clean. Purchase clothing for children as needed. Basically keep children clean, fed, and alive. Daily responsibilities. Laundry. Unload dishes, keep kitchen clean. Plan meals and cook and prepare nutritious foods and snacks. Sweep and mop areas that need attention. Keep a list of grocery, household items, and supplies needed so nothing runs out. Take out trash as needed. Weekly responsibilities. Clean out refrigerator and freezer, discard expired food, wipe down the inside. Clean the bathrooms. Sweep and mop floors. Dust areas that need it. Vacuum. Water plants. And then we have monthly responsibilities. Change and wash sheets on all beds every 2 weeks. Dust the blinds. Keep garage organized. Buy gifts for birthday parties. Mail holiday and birthday cards to relatives. Purchase gifts for upcoming holidays, such as Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. Plan any travel, such as trips to grandparents or vacations. Next, financial responsibilities. Run the household with a frugal mindset, minimizing waste, shopping for bargains, using coupons and discounts, prioritizing purchases for the best value. Monitor grocery spending to prevent overbuying and waste. Pay bills online. Reduce paper statements and junk mail. Transition to all digital documents. Handle administrative tasks. Deal with mail. Cancel memberships and subscriptions when not being used. Evaluate all expenditures periodically to explore lower costs. Upgrade technology when necessary. And balance checkbook daily. Yes, I did that daily. Working at the bank, I developed that habit. And finally, we have personal assistant responsibilities for both children and husband. Create agenda on Sundays for upcoming week. Plan daily activities and schedules. Make appointments. Reminders for appointments or commitments the following day. Plan exercise, dates, and downtime for self and husband. So yeah, that was a lot, but sometimes we just do what needs to be done every day and don't even realize what a huge job we're doing. If you take the time to make an outline, you will see how valuable you really are and how much you do. Okay, next week my guest is Terry, who was last on the podcast in January of 23. She'll be joining us to share what's been happening in both her eBay business and her life over the past few years. Terry also has a very unique full-time job, and I think you're really going to enjoy hearing her story. As always, thank you for spending this time with us and for supporting this podcast and the eBay community. Keep working hard. Celebrate your progress and don't forget to take a little time for yourself along the way. Remember, you don't have to do everything today. Just do the next thing. That has been my credo lately. Talk to you next week. Bye for now.